Hi, I'm Dom and welcome back to the Clown's Pocket. Today I'm going to be unboxing and doing a short video on this classic SD Alox 58mm Victorinox that I bought whilst here in Warsaw, Poland, celebrating my mother's 80th birthday. As you can see, we're right next to the airport. So if you can hear planes going overhead while I'm recording, then I'll apologise for that right now. Now, many of you will already know from my previous videos that I already have a Victorinox 58mm, a signature, which has spent many years on my keychain and has received a bit of damage on the cellar door scales from clattering around with the keys. And it has always been my intention at some point to replace it with an Alox. So here I'm in one of the official Victorinox shops in Warsaw, where they have a whole load of items on display. And it really is an excellent shop. So we can see that they have all of the cookware knives and a full display of other items. 91mm, the aftershave and perfumes range. And here we have some of the larger knives and a full range of 91. And here's what I'm getting today. I'm going to get myself a Victorinox Alox Classic SD. So here a Classic SD Alox is 155 złotych, which in euro is about 37 or 41 in dollars. So here we have it, the Classic Colours Wild Jungle colour. And let's have a look at it coming out of the box. Fairly plain cardboard packaging, with a little booklet which shows the classic colours collection and some of the available colours here. And here we have the warranty and some quick maintenance instructions. So that's the little booklet. And here we have the Classic SD Alox in its packaging. I really did like this colour as soon as I saw it. It's called Wild Jungle, and this is actually the first time that I've owned an Alox 58mm, and I was taken back just by how thin it is. I know that this is 6mm thick, but it's surprising just how you notice that thickness. So here I am in the official Victorinox shop in Warsaw, comparing the Classic SD Alox to the Classic SD cellar door. Now, as you can see, the difference in thickness is considerable. The Alox is only 6mm or 0.2 inches thick, whereas the normal SD with the cellar door scales is 9mm or 0.35 inches thick. And here on the back of the scale, we can see that it says Victorinox here. So here in the back and on the front we can see these 4 pins. So unlike the cellar door scales, which can be removed easily by heating them up in hot water, the Alox scales cannot, because these pins are solid. And they go all the way through the 58mm knife. This is a small, compact pocket knife which does not really lend itself to modification that easily because of these 4 pins. But that's a small price to pay for having such a fantastically slim profile. So let's open this up and see what it comes with. Here we have a small keyring. And then we have the famous 58mm Victorinox scissors, which are very sharp and very good for nail care. Also, we have this 38mm blade, which is nice and sharp out of the box. Well, I'll do a sharpness test in a second. And now we have the element which gives it the name SD, which is the screwdriver. Now, this is a Flathead screwdriver, and it's also a 2-dimensional PH2 Phillips screwdriver. That comes with a very good nail file as well here. And the only thing that I would that I'm really missing from this, which would have been nice, would have been an inches and millimeter depth gauge, possibly laser engraved on here, so that I can use this to check the depth of my tyres, basically. So, but that is the overall look. I think this colour is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's stunning. Let's see how it holds up on a keychain. So let's just check this blade and do a quick cutting test. It's not too bad, not too shabby. Yeah, pretty sharp. Yeah, not bad for a tiny little knife. Okay, so let's have a look at the scissor. There we go. Open that up. I really love the Victorinox 58mm scissors. They're superb for nail care, for cutting paracord, string, all sorts. They're really very, very good indeed. Let's see how it works on this paper. Yeah, that's great. Nice and precise. Yeah, everything I would expect from a Victorinox 58mm scissor. They're superb. So although this blade is only 38mm, it's still very useful. I'm going to use it now to strip some of this wire. Just put a bit of pressure on there, get it nice and trapped there between the blade and the screwdriver file. Spin it around a bit, and there, I've stripped this wire now. You see. You can also use these for picking up olives, bits of cheese, whatever. I remember at New Year, I don't eat oysters, I can't stand them, but we had friends where we were at a party and they were handing around oysters, and the oysters weren't properly detached from their shells. And I was very popular with my 58mm Swiss Army knife, where they were using the little blade just to detach it from the shell. So these scissors are great for a whole range of household tasks. Because I'm traveling, I don't want to take up more space with my pills and whatever than necessary, so these just go straight through there really easily. And one of the most common tasks for the blade itself is going to be going through packaging, and this is more than up to that task. As we can see here, it's getting into this box super quick. And there we go. Great little blade. So out here on the balcony, I've set up my own little washing line here, taking advantage of the wind. So with some paracord that I always carry in my rucksack. So let's try cutting some of this paracord with the 58mm scissor. Here we go. Let's make sure that's in shot. Sorry for the traffic noise, it's busy here. But yeah, that goes straight through really easily. Very good, very impressive. Let's grab that before it flies off. So although I've done a video already showing how the 58mm can be used with a Ganzo adapter as a screwdriver, it comes as standard with a PH2 screwdriver, which is two-dimensional, which I'm going to show you here. So there we go, that's in, turning it one way and the other. So this is a very capable little screwdriver, and PH2 is the most common screw that we have here in Europe. So for a lot of domestic tasks, this is the perfect screwdriver to carry with you. So at 17 grams or 0.6 ounces, the Classic SD Alox is just under 20% lighter than the Classic SD, although it does sacrifice the scale tools of the tweezers and the toothpick. As you may already be aware, the 58mm length is 2.28 inches. It has a width of 18mm or 0.71 inches and an overall thickness of 6mm or 0.24 inches. And at those dimensions and weight, it's the perfect size to just disappear and completely into a fifth pocket. So I know that my original intention was to put this on my keychain and replace my 58mm signature on there, which has got some damage. But it's such a nice colour. I mean, it goes with my favourite shirt, and I wouldn't want it to rub off by clattering around too much with my keys. It will definitely have a place in my carry. You'll have to check out my carry point series to see where it ends up. And if you want to see more videos on the 58mm, like the exciting new scale tools which are being brought out on the Versa 5.8 system, and also how you can get very cheap adapters on AliExpress which can be used with this so that you can use it as a full 1/4-inch bit driver, then check out my other videos on the Clown's Pocket. In the meantime, thanks very much for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to seeing you again.